Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In this video I'm going to quickly go over the recent announcement of Devil May Cry 5's upcoming special edition for the next generation of consoles, and my opinion on the game not being ported to PC. So, a quick rundown of the features coming in Devil May Cry 5 special edition is Turbo Mode, which is 1.2 I believe times the game's normal speed. There is going to be ray tracing implemented on the PS5 first, and then the Xbox One later date. There is going to be Virgil, obviously is the biggest one. There's going to be some slight visual changes, 120 FPS mode, and Legendary Dark Knight, and I don't believe I'm forgetting anything there. So some good changes, some changes that are minor, but still welcome changes. But the real thing I want to focus on is the Virgil DLC, as it's been announced that PS4 and Xbox One owners, as well as PC players, will be able to buy the Virgil DLC to use Virgil as a standalone character for $5, which translates like very roughly translates to like what is that, $3.75 or something like that. It's somewhere around the guts of £3. I have no doubt Capcom will boost it up to $3.99. But anyway, so ray tracing should have been in the game release for PC, in my opinion. Ray tracing's been on PC for years. I don't know why they aren't bringing it to the one platform that can already do it. Legendary Dark Knight has went from a PC exclusive on Devil May Cry 4 to a PS5 exclusive, which is strange. Again, the PC has already been proven to be more powerful than the PS5, so it's odd. The 120 FPS is no miss here because a lot of people run DMC5 already on 120 FPS. So 120 FPS, I reckon 120 FPS is going to be lost on a lot of console players because they're not going to have a TV that can support 120 FPS. The game will look smoother and will feel smoother, but they won't get any of the benefits of what that 120 FPS brings. So I feel like this change, while impressive for the PS5 and the new Xbox, is something that'll go over most people's heads. They'll notice all they'll see is, oh, bigger number means better, but they don't understand that their monitor or their TV may not support 120 Hz. So it's a bit strange, but whatever, because typically people who play on console play on TVs and stuff like that, so I understand that. But there isn't a whole lot here. Turbo Mode has been in the PC version, albeit modded, and in a way so is Virgil. Virgil has been on PC for a year or something now, although he's in a very rough state in my opinion, still not that great. Legendary Dark Knight isn't, although I imagine once the game comes out on consoles and people study it, a modded version of Legendary Dark Knight will be made available to PC. Although, in my opinion, this support should be provided to PC players. But anyway, so what you're getting is a better version of Devil May Cry 5, a more complete version of Devil May Cry 5 now. There's been no confirmation if it's a Virgil DLC or just a Virgil character. So you play through all the regular missions with Virgil, or Virgil has his own DLC pack, and he gets some new missions in the trailer. In fact, it shows new cutscenes, be it slight alterations on already existing cutscenes. But yes, it shows new cutscenes and stuff like that, and I'm hoping that he gets his own story modes, because I want to quickly go over DMC4 Special Edition. DMC4 Special Edition didn't bring a whole lot new to DMC4, but it did bring 3 new characters. So that was vaguely interesting. However, the problem with DMC4 is that it's already half a game with 2 people. So now it's half a game with 5 characters, which made it seem really anemic and not really that great, unfortunately. But DMC5 is one of those came out as a full game and it was great. Apart from the V sections, I was hoping they were saying maybe a character selector or co-op would be implemented or some other features like that, but apart from that, no. I didn't really need anything from DMC5 apart from a playable Virgil, but regardless, we've got what we got now. So Virgil will be released for $3.99 around that, probably. So what do I think of it? I think that Capcom have once again shafted the PC player base for no other reason than to get money out of them, to squeeze every penny out of them. So DMC5 was sold, obviously, and what was it, April? Something like that, March, April time, for a fair price. Capcom gave it 2 patches, then abandoned the game essentially, saying there was no plans for DLC. Although, it's quite telling because all these moves that were shown in the trailer for Virgil have already been in the game for ages now. Virgil's had has been mostly playable for ages. Yes, there have been tweaks, but Virgil's been playable for quite a while now. So it seems like this was they were gonna go down the route of DLC, but then they realized there'd be more money in making a special edition exclusive to consoles. The next generation consoles you can't buy it in any other one, so you won't get any discount if you got it on PS4. You won't get a discount towards it. You'll be paying $40 again, or on the Xbox either. So they're reselling the game for $40 on £35, whatever, on the next generation of consoles, but also letting us, the PC and the PS4 and the Xbox One, buy the DLC for $3.99. So it seems like they're not going to diamond us, and I have no doubt a special edition will be released on PC eventually, in maybe 2021 sometime, once Capcom have dealt with their exclusivity deal to Sony to try and sell a console that, in my opinion, has a competitive price point. But the games just aren't there for the PS5, in my opinion. The games that were showcased with Devil May Cry 5 didn't interest me at all. The Demon's Souls remake, in my opinion, didn't seem very Demon's Souls-ish, but I'll go over that later, or in a different video. So it seems like it's more exclusivity for the sake of exclusivity to sell a console, rather than do anything important. Because ray tracing is coming to PS4, sorry, PS5. Actually, I'm mixing it up a bit. PS5, but then in later dates it'll be patched to the Xbox One. So I don't know what they call the new Xbox. Or we call the new Xbox, which seems strange to me. That ray tracing is exclusive to PS5 for some reason. Don't get it at all. I am not happy about this at all. I made an original video that, in my opinion, was good, but the audio fucked up on it, so there's nothing I can do about that. I haven't tried Audacity, but regardless. This is the video I'm making now, so I'm not as invested in it. I played Devil May Cry 5 to get footage for this, and I went back onto it, and I thought I'd be really pissed off, but I really got into Devil May Cry again. Devil May Cry 5 is one of my favourite games of last year, and it's currently my favourite game on Steam. I 100%ed it, and I found everything in it. Went back and played the co-op mode and the PvP mode. So, great, and cleared all the Bloody Palace stages with all the characters. So, I love Devil May Cry 5, and I would like to say, I don't think we should buy the Virgil DLC. If it's, I would say the Special Edition doesn't do enough to warrant a $40 purchase again. If you like it, then that's fine, and do whatever you want. But I wouldn't say it warrants another $40 purchase for for what they've showcased. It's just not enough for me. If you're a console player and it's your only way of playing it, if you get a PS5 but saying you've never played Devil May Cry 5 before, that's a great package. You'll experience everything and more than we had at launch, and it'll be a great change. I was hoping to change more. In this edition, if they had a remix the style system, to actually mean something, rather than just the overall mission rankings. They actually fixed the scoring system, stuff like that, and removed V entirely from the game. I would have loved that. Unfixed the lock on, that would have been a good one as well. Then maybe I could see it as a good version of a way better version, a much improved version of Devil May Cry 5. But this reeks of a practice that Capcom have done before on the PC, where DMC Devil May Cry released, all of its DLC came out in PC, so they sold the PC players everything, and the PS3 players and the Xbox players everything, and then they released it again on next generation, but didn't release it in PC, and we still don't have a definitive edition. In fact, it came out the same time or around about as DMC4 Special Edition. So I feel like that was them testing the waters. That if DMC Devil May Cry had been a success, they would have brought that definitive edition to PC at a later date, but the sales just weren't there. So they continued on with the mainline Devil May Cry series, and obviously now 5 Special Edition has been announced and will come out in November, I believe. They are going to sell the game on the next generation of consoles, and then they're going to come back and then sell it on PC a year later. So they've essentially sold the same game 3 times. And I have no doubt it will be discounted for PC players, since they couldn't make us spend full price because we already have the game. And if we buy Virgil DLC, we'll bought the Virgil DLC as well. I will be shocked if they do release it full price. So, but again, the PC mod community is amazing, and I have no doubt that when Legendary Dark Knight mode comes out, they will have already completely rebuilt it and placed all the enemies there and remade the mode from scratch themselves. So, I have no doubt the PC mod community will easily replicate a special edition and give it to us for free. So that may be enough for me never even buy the special edition, even though I probably will. because for as much as I can bitch and moan, I just want to play Virgil. And I know that is, I've given DMC5 a negative review, but I really want to see what the Virgil DLC's like and see if they actually put effort into it, or they've just re-released Virgil as he was found in the game files a year ago, and sent him out for a DLC. Because if that happens, my faith will truly have died in Capcom for a turnaround here. My faith is already really, dying down for them. I have no faith in game companies as it is, but I thought that Capcom of all people learned their lesson about burning a market, and it doesn't seem like they have learned just yet what happens when you burn an entire market of players. So let's hope that Capcom either come to their senses in the next few months and realize that disparaging is a bit too strong a word. Not allowing an entire community to play a game that they love and have kept going for a year now without any support or any financial, any financial support from Capcom. No big budgets, nothing. No wages, nothing. They've kept this going merely because they love the game. I hope they come to their senses and admit that it was a wrong decision, but it's very unlikely at this stage. They need to sell that exclusivity deal to Sony, and they need to keep the money up. So anyway guys, thanks very much for watching. Please, any thoughts in the comments below, and stay safe.